Welcome back to another video on our 12-acre small holding on the Lincolnshire and Rutland border. If you're new here, we're Jamie and Megan, and we're documenting the process of turning this 1920s bungalow and farmland into our forever home. We've already cleared the land, uncovered a few surprises.
We may have actually bought an ancient Roman village.
And should be breaking ground in the new year. But in this video, we take on one of the biggest tasks that we can't put off any longer. We finally bring you inside the bungalow we are calling home, mostly to reassure people that we are in fact fine and warm. But let's start with getting into the Christmas spirit and going to find our Christmas tree.
This is so cool! I've never picked my own Christmas tree before. This year we're very much looking for a small tree, just a little one to go in the kitchen because we don't have a lot of space, but looking at something like this, it'd be so nice in a few years if we can have a tree like that in our central hallway, won't it? Which one? Which one do you like?
This way we have
You want that one?
I think.
Watch it, Timber.
As always, we haven't thought this through at all. Not sure how we're going to do this, but we'll figure it out.
With the tree tied down and Rupert snug behind it, we pedalled home slowly, laughing at how ridiculous we must have looked. The bikes really are incredible, it's just a shame that the weather's so rubbish at the moment. Once we pulled into the drive, reality hit. The mud is getting worse day by day, and I think it's finally time we tackle it.
There is just so much to do here. There are so many jobs. We keep on putting quite a few off, but there is one very pressing job that we have to get done this week. We said in our last video that we were going out to tender, so we've been getting quotes back for the build. Which is making us feel slightly queasy, but that's all exciting. But until we start digging, there is still so much that we need to get done, and there is one very pressing job that we've been putting off, but we can no longer get in our driveway. The delivery men hate us. Come with me and I'll explain. Look at this. This is pretty bad now. So where I'm stood, this is going to be the main driveway up to the new house, but there is no point us putting down the final driveway yet.
So we just need something temporary, and then once the whole place is finished and all landscaped, then we'll put a nice, maybe limestone drive. So we've organised the farmer to come along and just do a job on it. Just get it so we can use it.
Another really cool thing that we did this week is we put Christmas lights up. Jamie had to walk around the tree with a 9-metre GoPro pole trying to get them all up, which was quite funny. What I love about farmers, so they just get on with it. He's arrived. Within 5 seconds, he's like, right, what am I doing? And he's doing it. In awful weather. I'm like, do you want a cup of tea? Do you want a biscuit? No, I'm all right.
So here we are, we have scraped back the driveway. There was quite a lot of bricks under that back corner, so they've kind of taken a load around to the back, but also they have sort of buried it, and it's going to need sorting out at a later date. But at least we can try and start to get some grass on there. But now they're emptying the asphalt or whatever the material is. We've got 15 tons first. We'll see how far that gets us, and then we will see if we need some more.
One thing we haven't shown you up until now is inside the bungalow. We've shown you plenty of
For good reason.
Oh yeah, for very, very good reason. So we got the keys to this place back in August, and we had 3, maybe 4 weeks to make it livable before our son started school. It had terrible carpets, it was very damp, it was a little bit smelly and all of that good stuff. So we had 4 weeks to turn it around. It was quite a process. Well, it's never going to be perfect, but it's cozy, it is fine. There's still lots that we want to. We want to repaint, we want to put some colour back in the bungalow. Come inside, but I think first we do need to go back and just show you a bit of the transformation because it's quite big.
So just going to give you a bit of context on what we're doing. You can see down here, this is a panel that we're going to be putting against the wall. So underneath here, it's not looking great. This is going to be poppies for the time being. And again, look at that, that is not great. So we're going to just cover that up. It's livable, we've had it all checked. So we're just going to cover it for the meantime, but we'll get there. So we're just going to do some paneling around the edge. Might look really nice actually in the end.
So we decided to give Rupert the biggest bedroom. Lucky him. There's not an awful lot of space in here, so we wanted to give the kids the bigger 2 bedrooms so they've got a little bit more space to chill, play with their toys, read a book. So Jamie and I are cooped up in the bedroom next door, but we quite like it that way. It's very cosy, I must admit. But yeah, Rupert's room is coming along. Needs paint in here. It's looking very beige and boring, but he has a wonderful view from his window. Look at that. He can say good morning to the chickens. This is his tree tail bed that we got him a couple of years ago, which he's obsessed with. We were hoping to give it to Poppy because she's at an age now where she's kind of ready for a big girl bed. But Rupert loves it so much, he was like adamant. He was like, no, I want to keep my bed. So we're like, fair enough, no problem at all. So we've actually just built Poppy a new bed this week. Poppy's room was honestly the worst of the lot, but we tested everything, sealed the walls and did what we could to make it safe and cosy, just until the bungalow eventually comes down. It was storing half a bathroom suite, but once we got the carpet in, boarded the walls and added some warmth, it finally started to feel like a little girl's room. And the best part is definitely her beautiful new bed from Tree Tail. We didn't go for the trundle like Rupert's this time. The bed surround is absolutely gorgeous, and it's amazing what a difference one piece of furniture can make.
And for a temporary makeover, we genuinely feel it's all coming together, especially when you remember where these rooms started. Here's the old sitting room. We ripped up the carpets, fitted the new ones ourselves, and of course we had help from our friend Toby, who can quite literally do anything. He changed our tyres, built the climbing frame. Most of the DIY around here was probably done by Toby. The transformation has been massive.
So I'm in the playroom, the sitting room. It's kind of the everything else room. This is a 4-bed bungalow, and I should say again at this point that we do feel really lucky to be able to live in this bungalow while the house gets built, because originally this bungalow was supposed to come down to make way for the new house. We were able to change the plans a little bit to build it a few metres behind, so there is going to be a very, very tight gap between our kitchen and the start of our new house. So we are very much going to be living in the building site, not even next to a building site. We're going to be right in the heart of it. So I'm hoping that Poppy's going to drop her daytime nap by the time they start building, because that poor child is not going to get any sleep while the builders are here. But yeah, this playroom it's very sweet, but again, it needs colour on the walls. I need to put some pictures up. I've still got the original curtains behind me, which my mum very kindly washed before we moved in. But yeah, still a few bits to do to make it feel a little bit cosier. But so far it's okay, although there is a big gap from this room to the outside.
Can you see me?
Which explains why it is so cold and so drafty in here.
So as you can see, we have pretty much finished the task. We were thinking about putting gravel on top to make it look a little nicer, but that would have been another £600–700. And as it's temporary, this is functional. It does the job. We're okay. There's a little area over here. We're going to put some soil down and start growing the grass, as well as just past the car on that side. And it will look a lot nicer, and hopefully by spring next year we might have some grass. So that is the next task to do for the driveway. It is functional. We can do 3-point turns. The delivery guys will be able to get in and out and not complain. So all is good. Now recently it has been super wet. I mean, torrential rain, and the field next door has turned into a lake. We now have a river running through the valley. And I think if we hadn't have done the driveway, our car probably would have been slipping down the hill. So it's functional, it's done. Not how we want it to be by the end of the project, but it is usable. The backfield is pretty much ruined as well because we had to dump a load of stuff over that way and it's so wet, but we'll get it sorted at some point. As we often mention, we find a lot of rubbish. I'm not sure where all of this comes from, but as you can see, loads more bricks, loads more rubble. That's going to have to be dug up, new soil on top, and then we will make it look nice. The lawn this way is currently looking great. As you can see, there is the lake in the field next door. If there's anyone that knows anything about grants to be able to put ponds in for wildlife, all that sort of stuff, or putting fields back to parkland, please let us know in the description below. But that is another video. Actually, we made some progress this week, which is really good. We've got loads of projects to be getting on with, but the weather is so rubbish that we can't really do much. Not until the new year, which hopefully, fingers crossed, we can start with some foundations. Then things get really exciting, so make sure you like and subscribe to follow our journey.
This is the kitchen. This is my side of the kitchen. Pretty tidy at the moment. I have just tidied. And this is Jamie's.
Bags, tech.
When we first walked into this bungalow for the very, very first time, we actually walked into this kitchen, we thought, it's actually much bigger than you think.
From a small bungalow, it's actually a big kitchen and a lot of work surface if there wasn't bits on it.
Yeah, but we haven't really sorted the corner behind you yet. The great thing about doing this whole house build now and living here when the kids are little is that they just don't care.
No.
They don't care at all.
We're going to miss it, being on top of each other
I know,
all the time.
We really are. And I think Rupert's grown quite accustomed to his little bungalow. And Poppy likes it. So that's the tour. There is a bathroom, but it's not even worth showing you.
We have tried to get outside, but the weather here is absolutely awful. So we haven't done our tour of Lincolnshire and Rutland, which will be coming soon. But next week...
we're off to Lapland. I think kids are going to love it.
Yeah. So next week, a little bit of a change from house content, and we'll be going to Lapland.
Thank you for watching, and we'll see you from Lapland next week.
Bye-bye.
Coming up next time.
Hello, Father Christmas.
Oh, hello.